Why do black people still hold on to the lie that was given to them by the slave master, the false belief that was psychologically coerced on them by those who oppressed our ancestors?
Your faith is the most important thing. Because for those of us that are Christians, it doesn't drive you crazy. You actually see what's going on, which is that we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities and darkness and spirits, that there's a spiritual war here. And you're right, Tucker. I find people in this space that are not anchored to faith, anchored to Jesus, they do lose their mind.
And any little song and dance that they give you about why they do what they do, you swallow it hook, line, and sinker. Just like when the KKK used to burn crosses in black people's yards and on our institutional grounds. Do you know what the KKK used to say was the meaning behind that? They used to describe burning crosses in the yard as lighting the way for Christ to black people, because black people were lost and no longer knew their place in society, which, by the way, was to be subjugated. That was the place that they didn't know. And so they were lighting crosses, not to intimidate black people, or it's not a calling card. It was just a way to light the way of Christ. They weren't burning the cross, they were lighting the cross. That foolish men. Y'all still buy that today.
You've got to keep the white and the black separate.
The next day, the young people burst out the doors of 16th Street Baptist Church, and now Bull Connor has lost it. And he deploys the hoses and the dogs, and that is the turning point.
It's awful to see an adult hosed down or attacked by a dog or beaten with a baton. It's a completely different thing to see a 9-year-old hosed down, and really a 9-year-old who doesn't comprehend. That is a powerful message that gets sent out to the world, and it's one, unsurprisingly, that the world reacts to in horror, in shame, and in re-engagement with these movements. Those images, they are seared into the nation's brain.
I got a question for y'all, right? When slaves and their slave masters pray to the same God, who prayer is being answered?
I think history and present-day events clearly answer that question. Even after the Civil War, former slave owners received reparations for their loss in property, aka slaves. And I've sometimes questioned, is that really people's proximity to whiteness? Is also through that religion, because without being punished or any repercussions whatsoever have seemed to come upon them still, and like I said, present events to this day kind of lead to who God favors, or who that God seems to favor. I often wonder, is that the real proximity to whiteness? Is it the religion? Because so many are brainwashed.
We got tricked so many times in this matrix, in this society, it don't even make sense. We got tricked into thinking that public education was education when really it was indoctrination, teaching us lies about the world and who we are. We got tricked by religion, thinking that that was the way we were supposed to serve a God, but the God is within us. We got tricked into not using astrology, numerology, because they were said to be demonic, but in reality, they're using all of those things against us, plus eugenics on a daily basis against us all. One of the biggest lies that they told us was that we came from Africa, and we believed them. I don't know why we believe people that never had our best interests at heart. We got tricked into becoming worker bees instead of being self-sufficient. And how did they do it? Through public education, through religions, when really it was the downfalls of our ancestors. They used psychology against us in so many ways and so much trickery. In reality, we was already here.
Joseph Smith, yeah, because we in Mormons too. He created that religion. religion. That's in 1830. When did we supposedly get emancipated?
Right.
1865.
Exactly.
And they believe that black skin is cursed.
Right. Charles Russell,
Yep.
Jehovah Witness religion.
That look like
We in all of these.
Yeah.
But these is all founded off of our oppressors. 7-day Adventists. You know, because the 7-day Adventists, they be like, well, we keep the Sabbath.
Right.
We know it's Saturday.
We keep that.
What day you go to church? I go to church on Saturday. It's the 7th day. But guess what? It was created in 1863 by William Miller.
Right.
So again, the black church is not our God-given heritage. It's not our God-given culture.
Studied your history, and you did not take over this country by singing "We Shall Overcome." You did not gain control of the world like you have it now by dealing fairly with a man and keeping your word. You're treaty breakers, you're liars, you're thieves, you rape entire continents and races of people. Then you wonder why these very people don't have any confidence or trust in you. Your religion means nothing. Your law is a farce, and we see it every day. You demonstrated it in Alabama. And I can say you because you're part of the whole system. You profit from it. In fact, you make your living from it. You couldn't walk around and talk to people, stand up in your pulpit on Sunday and preach nice little songs and say, now we're going to give thanks to the Lord for he is good and old Jesus be among us. As far as we're concerned, your Jesus is contaminated, just like everything else you've tried to force upon us is contaminated. So you can have him. And here's what I'll say. I wish you would follow Jesus like we followed him. Because if you did that, then we'd be in charge tomorrow.
The slave master took the chains off of our bodies physically, but they left them in our minds. It's time for black people to wake up and stop trusting those who never had our better interests at heart. They always wanted to control us. They never want to see us succeed, and they do not want the betterment for our people. Get rid of that nonsense. Jesus Christ is nothing more than a fabricated, resurrecting Savior that was stolen from ancient Kemet. Are you surprised that white people are stealing black people's shit? Ain't that what white people always do? Get rid of that nonsense. Jesus is a lie. He's never coming back. He's not going to save you. Wake up, black people.